Hello, I'm Frank Allocco, and welcome to Tuesday Testimonials, where we host a wide variety of our Dons family, from athletes, coaches, administrators, faculty members, and fans, all who share a common thread, a love for the University of San Francisco. Today, I'm proud to be here with Zhane Dikes, an outstanding basketball student athlete and the hero of the 2016 West Coast Conference Championship basketball game. Welcome, Zhane.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I had a chance to meet your family, your mom, Diane, and your dad, Kevin, are wonderful people. Tell me about your early years. Were they supportive of you and your dreams?
Absolutely. They never pushed me into doing anything. However, they always pushed me to a level of uncomfortability so that I could be the best that I could be. As you remember seeing them at all of my games, and it didn't start there in college. It really started all the way back to when I was really young, from the moment I picked up a basketball and from the moment I told them I wanted to, go places in life and try and let this sport kind of drive that. They've just been very supportive every step of the way.
I know you went on to Bishop Gorman High School, which was a national powerhouse. Talk to me about your experience there and about the recruiting process and how you ended up at USF.
Yeah. So as you know, going to Bishop Gorman, I absolutely loved it there. It was by all means a powerhouse. Still to this day, a lot of my friends and buddies are still playing, professional sports. They have gone on. It was just an absolute tremendous high school for sports. And, being recruited throughout high school, you don't really know what to expect. I just remember kind of getting my first letter in the mail and getting so excited. And little did I know that was just the beginning, because letter after letter, call after call. And to be honest, it can get a little bit overwhelming if you're not, if you don't know what to expect. And luckily enough, USF really stood out to me, from the coaching staff all the way down to where the location is. I mean, the moment that Jennifer Azzi contacted me, I'll never forget it, because my dad was absolutely ecstatic. And he was like, "Do you know who Jennifer Azzi is?" And I was like, at first, to be honest, I didn't. And, I looked her up, I looked up USF, and just to be playing the game that I love in a place like San Francisco, what I think is the best city in the world, it was a win-win for me. It was a win-win for me. And coming from what was a powerhouse at Bishop Gorman to maybe starting something new and really building, that really excited me.
So let's talk about your time on the Hilltop. I mean, a lot of freshmen struggle that first year, and you started out with a bang. I mean, you averaged 32 minutes per game, and you made the WCC all-freshman team. Tell me about your successful adjustment to the collegiate game.
Yeah, it was definitely an adjustment. I don't think anyone can sit here and say, getting into college, it was smooth sailing. It was definitely a lot of bumps in the road, a lot of struggles. But, being at a university that had so many resources from me, again, from my amazing coaches all the way down, it really helped time management and as far as juggling and wearing all of these hats. Okay. Educationally, I was very supported when it come to going to my coaches or my tutors and our staff. And then as far as basketball goes, for me, the competitiveness in me wanted to get there and really, not just win, but make a name for myself and prove it to my coaches that they could trust me. So, getting there as little old freshmen and not really knowing what to expect whatsoever. And then, stepping into that point guard role, I don't think I even had the choice to slack. So I had to get it together very fast. I had to learn the ropes really fast because I had a team to lead. And again, all credits back to my parents, because I would call them every single day and just be like, it was another crazy day. Guess what happened? But overall, I think I got through it just from, the support system around USF and my family and teammates.
So let's go back to the moment. March 10, 2016, number 1 seed Brigham Young versus number 6 seed USF in the WCC Championship game. I was there. I remember you played 39 out of 40 minutes. You were dead tired. The score's tied 68-68. You get fouled with 17 seconds to go. What was going through your mind?
I mean, the only thing that was going through my mind was, this is it. And I remember looking over to my right-hand man, Taylor Proctor, who had played an absolute phenomenal game. And we just kind of looked at each other in the eyes like, it's do or die. This is the moment where we make a name, not just for ourselves, for our team, but for who we are here at USF. No one expected us to win, coming in at a lower seed. No one expected us to even be there. So for me, it was a moment of relief in a way, because I knew that our team was ready. We had put the time in. We had put the work in. We were just in this position a year ago. I was excited for that moment.
So to cap it off, though, after you make the 2 free throws, BYU's frantically coming down the court. You steal the ball from their point guard. Talk about that jubilation. When that horn sounded and you won with your team, the lowest seeded team ever to win the WCC tournament after this amazing upset. How did you guys feel?
It felt, I mean, I literally have the goosebumps right now just thinking back to that moment. It felt absolutely incredible. I mean, it was like all of those blood, sweat, and tears that we put in these past 4 years made that moment so worth it. You forget about all of that and to look Taylor Proctor and all of my teammates in the eyes and just, reach out with open arms and celebrate something that we worked so hard for. It felt absolutely incredible. And to do that my senior year, it was really, it was the icing on the cake. And I think it was everything that I needed. And it was beyond basketball for me. That moment taught everyone on that basketball team a lesson that, hey, you put the work in, you'll get you'll get where you want to go in life.
And that effort and ability earns you all conference recognition all 4 years, from the all Frosh team to honorable mention to the second team, and then finally to the all WCC tournament team. I mean, the Dons won 5 games before you arrived, and in your 4 years, you led them to the NCAA tournament. How did that progression happen?
To be honest with you, Frank, it all boiled down to how together we were as a unit that senior year. And every step of the way, it was almost like our team got a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. We all started to work harder. A few more girls started joining me at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. before practice. A few more started staying after. Every year after year, more of the team bought in. And then come senior year, there were no cliques. There was no bickering. We were all focused. We had one goal, one job, and we did it.
I've always believed that you are a person that just has great perspective, great maturity. And, when you face that decision time, when you have to figure, do I keep playing or do I move on? You made the decision to quit playing very young and then embark on a new career. Tell me about that decision.
At a young age, from the recruiting process, you knew I want to get into business school. I just knew that there was going to be life after basketball for me. And so when I went overseas and I started to play professionally, I had not a plan B, but just a second interest in mind. So during our off time, in between practices, in between games, I was at home studying real estate courses online to get my real estate license. And this is what makes USF so special, because there's people like my coaches, like yourself, like one's a part of the university, that if I pick up the phone and call or reach out to them and say, hey, I want to get into whatever X, Y, and Z business it is, you guys definitely are there to help us along the way to meet the right people. I started to network. I started to go to lunches, brunches, coffee, and I met the exact people I needed to meet to show me the ropes and get into the business. And I don't know if my family, friends, peers were excited, shocked at my decision, but I kind of dove right into the business. And I said, basketball, I made it professionally. I did all I could do here. It's time to do something new.
And then you truly embraced the athletic department's commitment to excellence and to community service. And I know, USF always has our words are to change the world from here. And I know you're really committed to that. Tell me about the projects that you're currently involved in.
It always is bigger than the game of basketball, right? And being in a city like we are in, as you know, homelessness is a huge, huge concern here at times. And there's things that I've always tried to get myself surrounded in. And one in particular that I am involved in right now, my company is involved in, is called Give Back Homes. And what we do is it's a group of real estate professionals that allows us to go out and build housing and build homes for the less fortunate that can't be in homes themselves. So it's a great, great experience, because not only is it a little bit tied to my profession now in real estate, but I'm also then able to give back and provide housing for others with our company. So it's definitely been a touching experience.
So let's talk about some records. National Jesuit Player of the Week. You hold the record for most free throws made, along with the most minutes ever played by any basketball player at USF, male or female. You ended up 6th on the all-time scoring list, but really, Zhane, these are just numbers. How would you like to be remembered?
I don't care about the numbers, the stats, the awards. I do care about that championship, though, because we earned that. But I just want to be known for just having a positive mindset and continuing to work hard, because I think you know, whether we're the USF Dons or we're the #1 team in the nation, you know, if you work hard and you stay positive, you're going to get places.
And I know you treasure your experience both in the classroom and on the playing courts, but what skills did you learn from your playing career and your experience at USF that you're using now in your daily life?
Absolutely. I think, to be honest, the two biggest skills that I learned at USF in my playing career, one huge one, and I think people overlook this so often, is time management. I don't know how I would have been able to not just survive today, but at USF if I didn't have someone to really help manage my time, because I don't think people understand how demanding it is to be a Division I athlete. After mastering that in my 4 years, now today in the real estate business, I'm able to handle 4 and 5 clients calling me every 10 to 30 minutes. I'm able to handle multiple things on the fly, and any profession you get into, you've got to be able to do that and manage your time. So I'm thankful for that. And another big one, I think huge key, is also just being able to publicly speak and being able to really market yourself. So going through all those different courses and having a couple professors that actually would help me in their office hours put together, you know, public speaking presentations, because now in the real estate business, I've got to go out as, to be honest with you guys, one of the youngest in the business, you know, go out and sit down in front of people and really have them then talk to me and say, I feel comfortable. She knows what she's doing and she knows her stuff. And, you know, when I got to USF, I wasn't so comfortable speaking to people and getting in front of crowds of hundreds of people. And now I can wake up and do that any day.
You know, you're still at the games. You spoke at the tip-off gala, which was outstanding. You're still in the community doing the volunteer work. You're a great ambassador for the university. And conclusion of the Tuesday Testimonial, I'll ask you one simple question. Why are you still here?
It's home to me. I mean, when you think about it, I wouldn't be where I am today without the things that I was taught, and most importantly, the relationships and the networks that I created. It's not about basketball. It's about all of those people that I met along the way that can now help support me to live in one of the most expensive cities in the world. You know, to be here, to be able to afford to live here, and continue to foster relationships and be able to do something that I love to do. It's all credits back to everything that happened at USF. And when I walk in, I just feel like I'm home, and you guys, you're never going to get rid of me. I'm going to be there forever.
Well, that's a great thought. I appreciate that. And I want to thank you for your time and for the difference you've made as the Iron Woman, an outstanding student, a clutch free throw shooter, WCC champion, and really one of the finest ambassadors of USF, who continues to be a champion in every aspect of your life and in the challenge to change the world from here. Thank you, Zhane Dikes, for your time today and for being a legendary Don.
Thank you so much for having me, and go Dons.